Circle around your hip, holding your feet. You're sitting in pretzel or in cross-legged pose. Circle around the body and the opposite direction. That should feel wonderful to your lower back. And then switch legs and circle and the opposite direction. That feels really good, especially after a run or cycling or sitting all day. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead, hands to heart center, chin to the chest. Again, arms overhead. Open up halfway. Take the right arm behind you and the left arm across. And look behind you with a small little twist to the torso. Inhale through the nose. As you exhale, turn a little bit further. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, other side. Inhale, lift the breastbone, tuck the chin under. And look a little bit beyond. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead, hands to heart center, chin to the chest. Inhale, arms overhead, and attempt to bend forward. So here you can have your hands on the floor, and we're looking for a deep stretch to the lower back, but also the glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Lengthen the spine a little longer. Exhale. And forward a little deeper, drawing your belly towards your thighs. Actively engaging your belly. Actively engaging your legs as they're pressing down towards the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, walk yourself to the right. Lengthen the spine, reaching with your belly towards that thigh. Inhale. As you exhale, walk yourself back to the center. Inhale, walk yourself to the left. Both sits bones stay grounded into the floor. Feel that deep stretch to the glute on that side and to that hip bone on that side. So your body is turned to the left, but the stretch is felt intensified on the right side. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, lengthen a little bit longer. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk yourself back up into seated position. Here we're going to switch the legs one more time. Touch your feet and pull them under you a little bit deeper. Hinging at the hip. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Both sits bones remain on the floor. Tucking the chin under. Lengthening the spine as if the crown of the head is reaching towards the floor. Hinging at the hip, both sits bones remain on the floor. Inhale, and as you exhale, walk yourself to the left. Again, both sits bones down. Feel that deep stretch to the right glute and the right, maybe the hamstring as well. And you're attempting to lay that body down on that left thigh. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself to the center. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself to the right. Deep, deep stretch to the left side this time. Hamstring, glutes, maybe lower back a little bit as you're attempting to shift the left hip down towards the floor, actively engaging your belly. Inhale. Exhale, come to center. Inhale. Exhale, walk yourself back up. Release your legs and come to the side into staff pose. grab your calf muscles, or maybe you put your hands above the knee, underneath the hamstring. Sit as tall as you can. Tuck the chin under, lengthen the spine, hinging at the hip, opening up that lower back and the hamstring, and keep hinging forward, forward bend. You can grab your feet or wherever you're comfortable. We're looking for a deep stretch to the calf muscle, the bottom of your feet, the hamstring, the glutes. Tuck the chin under, flex and point. Release the body into the pose as much as you can. Again, we're peeling the belly onto the thighs. Here, it's not important that the legs are straight. You can bend them a little bit, pushing the belly onto the thighs. And with your morning practice, you're going to be stiff. It may be a little bit easier in the afternoon. And as your body lets go, your legs will automatically lengthen on their own. This is where we're getting that release in the lower back and in your glutes, often the sides, like your obliques in the back, as they're wrapping around. Inhale. As you exhale, take your right hand and grab the outside of your left foot. Again, we're constantly trying to elongate and lay that belly down onto the thighs. You can see I'm not quite there yet, but every day I'm working on this. Hamstrings are nicely stretched. Inhale, exhale, other side. Your left arm is grabbing the outside of your right foot, tucking the chin under, lengthening the spine, the crown of your head, lengthening away from your tailbone. Inhale. As you exhale, release and grab the feet. Maybe massage them a little bit, tucking the chin under, lengthening continuously and lengthening the heel away from your hip. Nice active stretch of the hamstring. Again, we're not looking for a stretch around the knees or around the ankles. So we want to use active stretching to feel the elongation of the muscle in between our joints. Come back into staff pose on the inhale. Exhale, chin to the chest. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, grab the outside of your right knee with your left hand and come to a twist. Look behind you. Make sure here that the hips stay equal so that your feet stay the same length. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, other side. Lengthen as you inhale. And as you exhale, turn just a tad more. Tuck the chin under. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, chin to the chest. Inhale, place your hands behind you on the floor with your hands pointing towards your feet. Inhale, exhale, and gently lift your bottom off the floor. Reaching with your toes towards the floor, lengthening the spine, using your butt cheeks to push that hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Let's repeat that one more time. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands by your side. The fingers pointing towards your feet. Inhale. As you exhale, press the hip up. Open up the chest. You may bend at the knee if you want to. Inhale, exhale, release. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms overhead. Bend a little backwards. Exhale, hands to heart center, chin to the chest. Inhale, scoot your bottom forward. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, roll down. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, as you exhaling, shift the hip up and come into bridge and draw your arms by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Lower the hip down to the floor, vertebrae by vertebrae. Exhale, shift that hip up towards the ceiling. Inhale, arms overhead. Lower the hip down. One more time. Inhale, lift the hip up towards the ceiling, arms by your side. Exhale, arms overhead, the hip comes down. Inhale, take your right leg up and push it towards the ceiling. Flex and point and circle. And switch legs. Inhale, exhale, flex and point and circle at the ankle. Spread your toes as far away from each other as possible. Inhale. As you exhale, cross that leg over the right leg and press the knee away from your hip, opening up the hip flexor. Squeeze your butt cheeks to lift the hip a little bit against that leg. You may even come onto your tippy toes on the bottom leg to intensify that stretch, but we're looking to have the hip stay square. So we don't want to have the hip shift out of the way. Pubic bone to belly button, shift upward and release. And release the legs and switch over. So this time the right leg is crossed over the left. You should not have so much pressure that you can't move and wiggle at the ankle. Push the hip upward towards the ceiling. Keep that hip square. Take your right hand and apply gentle pressure to the inside of that knee. Tucking that hip under. Inhale. Exhale. Remember to keep that hip nice and steady. As you're tucking that pelvis forward, you might feel some release in the hip flexor on the right. Should feel wonderful. And of course, if it doesn't feel wonderful, you find a way to do this where it doesn't bother you. We're looking for release, not for stress. Inhale. As you exhale, slide that leg all the way across the bottom leg. Open up your arms away from you. Inhale. As you exhale, let the legs tip over to the left side together and reach with your right hip as far away from your ribcage as you can. Deep, deep stretch to the right side. And if you want, you can gaze over your right shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to the center. Exhale. Drop your legs to the other side and gaze over to your left shoulder. Again, you're attempting to shift your hip as far away from the ribcage as possible to open up and stretch that area deeply. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Come back to center and switch legs. So your left leg is crossing over the right leg. And this time both legs together fall towards your right. Inhale. Your gaze changes over to the left side. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring the legs back to center And then allow the legs to drop over to the left together. Focus again on opening the right hip away from the right rib cage. Deep stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And bring both legs back to center. Unhook the legs, bring your feet a little closer to your body. Draw your hands down as if you're trying to touch your heel with the tip of your fingers. Opening up the chest, walking the feet a little closer if you can. Tucking the pelvis under. Inhale. As you exhale, come back to that bridge. The arms remain by your side. The body weight is on your shoulders. Inhale. As you exhale, lower the hip down. Walk your feet a little bit more to the center. Inhale. And as you exhale, the right leg goes towards the ceiling. And lifting the hip up as if you're coming into a single-legged bridge. And switch legs. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale, lower the left leg down and add the right leg. Your hip remains in that bridge position. Inhale. Exhale, left leg. Flex and point at the heel. And switch over. Inhale. Exhale. One more time on each side. Inhale, left leg. Reach over towards the ceiling, flex point. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg. Inhale. Exhale. Lower the hip. Let the feet meet each other in the middle and open to butterfly. Tuck the pelvis under and shift the pelvis towards your feet. And again, pelvis tilting towards your belly. And then the pelvis is tilting towards your feet. Let the legs slide side to side. Take a deep breath in, bring your arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, press your knees away from each other as if you're trying to reach the floor with your knees. If you happen to be flexible enough for those legs to just fall aside and be on the floor, then I'll ask you to press your feet together, and you may even lift the hip off the floor just to open up the front of the thigh and the inner thigh. This should feel great. Of course, anything that doesn't feel good, you can stop doing. You may also use your blocks to place underneath your legs. Keeping the blocks nearby is always helpful because we never know in which pose they're going to be helpful. Here, you can place those blocks right underneath your thighs, and that will help if there's too much pressure to the inner thigh. And of course, if there's any bothering with the knees, anything that hurts, please release and come back to either an extended leg or maybe come back to knees to chest. That's okay too. Anything that will release if you have too much pressure. Take a deep breath in, bring your feet together, bring your knees together. Inhale, take the right leg towards your chest. Draw the knee into the chest or underneath the right arm. Release. Inhale, exhale, other side. Flex and point and circle at the ankle. That always feels wonderful. Inhale, exhale, switch sides, and this time you're going to let the left leg hover over the floor extended. Flex point, both legs, the right knee is pushed and pulled into the chest or to the outside perimeter. Maybe you want to draw it underneath your arm. And switch legs. Inhale, exhale, let the right leg hover over the floor. Flex and point, extended. The glute is squished so that you almost feel as if your glute is lifting the hip off the floor. And let's switch that one more time. Inhale, Exhale, other side. Legs in point. Inhale. Exhale, other side. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Place both feet on the floor. And windshield wiper. Legs side to side. Release the area around the tailbone. This is another great way to release the hip and the quadricep and the inner thigh. Settle in the middle. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead. Exhale, hands by your side. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, arms by your side. Both knees into the chest. And here you're going to grab your toes and come into happy baby. Very important with happy baby is that the hip remains on the floor. Here you sway gently side to side. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg out. Exhale, come back to center. Inhale, straighten the left leg out. Exhale, come back to happy baby. Inhale, both legs extend on the exhale. The hip remains on the floor. And here again we're swaying side to side. Should feel wonderful on your hip and wonderful on your spine. Keep the lower abdominals active, but both hips remain reaching for the floor. So you don't want to roll the hip off the floor. Keep the hip nice and strong. Inhale. Exhale, bring your knees together towards your chest and drive your forehead towards the knees. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale and release. Here, you're going to have your knees above the hip, side to side swaying, and maybe come into a circle. Inhale. Exhale. Lift the hip towards your forehead. So extend the legs out towards the ceiling. Heel reaches towards the ceiling. Your arms are by your side facing the floor. Inhale. As you exhale, attempt to shift your feet over your head. Inhale. If you can, reach with your feet to the floor. Your body weight is on your shoulders. Your hands are pressing into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Feel that elongation of your spine. It may even make you feel hot. Inhale. Exhale. If you can reach the floor above your head, walk your feet in place as if you were, as we do this often in down dog. Feel that deep, deep stretch to the hamstring and your calf muscles and underneath your feet. It should feel wonderful. Walk them in place. And then very, very gently, vertebrae by vertebrae, bring your feet and your hips back down to the floor. Little by little. Bend at the knee. Draw your knees to the chest and draw your forehead to the knees. Release. Inhale. Exhale. Place your feet onto the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the right knee to the chest. Inhale. Exhale. Use the right leg to pull yourself up into a seated position. Kickstand your hips and your legs and come onto all fours. Inhale. Cow. Exhale. Cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Curl your toes under and have a seat extended child's pose, stretching the bottom of your feet out. Again, if anything doesn't feel comfortable, just release it to the point where you can stretch the bottom of your feet. Inhale. Exhale, all fours. Cat. Inhale, cow. Inhale, neutralize your spine. Inhale, right arm reaches over next to your ear, and the left leg is stretching out behind you. Bird dog. Inhale. Exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale, other side. Keep your belly engaged. Don't open up the hip. Your hip stays parallel to the floor. Your shoulders are driving down towards your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Focus on that hip. The eye of the elbow is pointing forward, and your hands are sea stars. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Curl your toes under and come into downward facing dog. Walk your feet in place. Tuck the chin and lengthen the spine. Your chest is reaching towards your thighs, and your heel is reaching towards the floor while activating the quadricep, that's the front of your thigh. As you're looking down and gazing at your legs, pay attention to the alignment of your hip and your feet. So if you were to draw a line from your hip to your foot, to the top of your foot, is your kneecap in that line, or is your kneecap turning towards the inside or turning towards the outside of that line? Inhale. Exhale. Come into extended child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Slide your body forward. Come into crocodile. Inhale. Exhale. Push up into assisted plank. Inhale. Exhale. Shift the hip down, the tailbone towards the floor, towards your feet. Inhale. Exhale. Shift your body back over your legs into extended child's pose. Inhale. Exhale. Slide forward into crocodile. Inhale. Exhale. Assisted plank. The legs are pushing straight down into the floor, and let the hips sink down very gently. The chest is lifting up towards the ceiling. The tailbone is reaching towards your feet, lifting through the breastbone. Inhale. Exhale, shift back into extended child's pose. Let's repeat that one more time. Inhale. As you exhale, slide forward, push up, sink the hip down, lift the chest and the breastbone upward. Inhale. Exhale, extended child's pose. Inhale. Exhale, come onto all fours. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, take the right leg and cross it over the left leg. Here, you may want to look for your blocks or use a pillow or a blanket. In my case, I have my blanket to sit on. Deep, deep stretch to the glutes. Of course, if you are flexible enough to sit in double pigeon, the goal here is always to have both sits bones on the floor as you're crossing your legs over each other. Right now, the right leg is in front and on top of the left leg. Take a deep breath in, hands by your side, and hinge with your body towards the front leg, as if you're trying to lay your belly down onto that top thigh. Tuck the chin under and lengthen the spine, as if you're trying to bring the back of your head in front of you on the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Deep stretch to the glutes. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. As you exhale, come back onto all fours. Slide the right leg back next to the left one and switch legs. Inhale. Exhale. Cross your legs over and use any assistance that you may need with a block or a blanket or a pillow, and have a seat backwards. Again, if you're flexible enough to sit in double pigeon here, you're focusing on that deep, deep stretch on the glutes and the side of your hips. This opens up your piriformis, this opens up your glutes, and it opens up your hamstring as well. As you're actively drawing your belly down onto the thigh, feel the deep stretch in the entire glute muscle. Tuck the chin under. Inhale. Exhale. And if you wish, lay all the way forward. You may draw your whole body down. Deep, deep stretch into the glutes. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come onto all fours. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Inhale, come to neutral. Exhale, have a seat and kickstand your legs. Very, very gently come onto your back. Feet on the floor, and vertebrae by vertebrae roll yourself down. Inhale. Exhale. Arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, arms by your side. Palms facing towards the ceiling. Inhale. Exhale. Find a very comfortable position in which you are going to spend the next 5 minutes to release your body into the floor. Inhale. Exhale. Listen to your body, listen to your breath. Be attentive and be intentional about how you're spending that resting for the morning or for the day. Spend some time checking your body mentally. Are there any areas in your body that are still tight? Are there any areas in your body that need attention? Deeper stretches. We often feel, most of us, stress, maybe in the lower back, but many of us feel the tension on the feet or in areas that are not as easily figured out. So pay attention to your feet, pay attention to your jaw and your facial expressions and your shoulders and your hands, and rest. As your breath becomes more shallow and more shallow because you are falling into a state of rest. Start inviting life back into your body. If you need more time here, feel free to spend as much time as you wish. Begin to move your body wherever you need it most. Continue that breath and let the breath guide your movements. When you're ready, place your feet one by one back on the mat. Maybe sway them side to side again. And very gentle, shift your hip behind the right leg and turn to your left. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Very gently bring yourself back up into a seated position. Come into cross-legged pose. And circle again around the hip. It should feel so much better than it did in the beginning. And shift side to side. Take a deep breath in, arms overhead. Exhale, chin to the chest and hands to heart center. And you are done for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, thank you for all the comments I've received and the help that I've been getting with getting the sound better on the videos. So please give me feedback on what this one sounds like. Have a wonderful day, and I see you soon.